Hello, I'm Ritika Jhanji Chakhtiyani, a highly appraised anchor with more than 14 years of experience across the finest news networks in the country. I'm known for my versatility across formats, my proficiency in languages, from curating content from lifestyle shows to news. I've done it all and was also awarded the Business World Best Female MC of the Year last year. So back in the 90s, my dad used to run an event management company, and I remember him working hard on putting the shows together. So one, I got that exposure early on in my life, and second, we always had a news watching culture in our house. When my dad used to come back home, we all used to sit and watch the 8 p.m. news bulletin, and I still remember I used to watch World This Week by Dr. Roy with him. So somewhere both these things combined had an influence on me, and as long as I can remember, I used to stand in front of the mirror with the newspaper and enact being a news anchor. So I think my dad and the culture he set in inspired me to be who I am, and that's what I became. So I started in 92. At that time, we didn't have so many news channels. The boom in the TV news channel industry was yet to come. I started with NDTV as a weather anchor when it was still Star News. And I remember working double shifts, working really hard. In fact, taking the role of a weather anchor to being a weather reporter, which had not been done before that. And on merit, I was picked up and chosen for the role of a reporter. Then from there, I worked hard. Then I was picked up to be an anchor, where I started hosting the 6 a.m. That's the news you watch when you wake up first thing in the morning. And it's been a journey of continuous evolution since then. Okay, so let me first tell you what a TV anchor doesn't generally do. They just don't put on makeup, sit pretty and read news that's written in front of them. That's not what they do. A TV anchor has to assimilate information, news that's coming in from different sources, verify them along with the desk, make their copies, edit it, write their scripts, then go on to the studio, anchor the news, and sometimes you go with a certain plan, and because a certain breaking news comes in, you have to just put the plan aside and just go with the flow. And at that time, you really need to dip into your presence of mind and hold the fort. So I am an independent or a freelance anchor, as you would say right now, after so many years, and I continue to work with many news channels and corporates for the live events with many event management companies, a bit of corporate coaching as well in terms of training people on their communication. But all this, of course, has happened after working with a company and learning the ropes. So I would suggest all you guys who want to become an anchor, do not start freelancing to start with. Get into a company, get the right experience, learn the technicals, and then maybe go independent. Okay, a lot of people think there's a high glamour quotient to this job. Absolutely not. I think before you start thinking of looking good is an important part. I think the most important is to have nose for news, which means you need to have a very deep analytical understanding of the current affairs, what's happening in the country, outside the country, much more than an average person if you want to be a news anchor. The other thing you need is you need to be confident on camera. For that, you need to brush up on your public speaking skills, your communication skills. Also, if you can be bilingual, that means if you can be good at both English and Hindi, which is a rarity still in news space. Very few anchors can anchor in both the languages. That's a huge, huge asset and a skill set to have. And of course, the most important is presence of mind to handle situations so that they don't go out of control. When things, as I said, don't go as scripted, it is your presence of mind that will help you sail through. So still there is no prerequisite of a certain educational qualification specific to media to become a TV news anchor. But I think it always helps to have a specific qualification particular to this profession. If not a degree, you can look for a diploma from a reputed institute. In fact, in this world of digital information, there's so many digital courses that can equip you with the right training. Also, a lot of news channels run their own courses. They have their own media schools. You can join them, and from there, most of them give you a few months internship or a kind of placement in the channel. And if you do well, that can open up more opportunities for you. We are in this social media era where you can have your own news capsule running on a social media that can give you some kind of exposure. So there is no one route to it, but I still think if you take some kind of educational qualification specific to this, it can technically really help you. In my time, I did my bachelor's in mass media and mass communication from Indraprastha College. So I think that's still perhaps one of the most reputed courses for mass communication in the country. I can personally vouch for that. But of course, other than that, there is Symbiosis, I've heard of, IIMC, Jamia Millia, they've all been known, and there's so many others. And as I said, there are media schools, there are online platforms of education that are providing you training. So you can take up any of these courses, but they will give you the technicals. But along with that, invest your time in developing your public speaking and communication skills, your presentation on the camera, and all of that, which will really help you move further in this career. So a lot of the courses you can actually join straight after your 12th. They have either they go by your cutoff or they go by an entrance that's particular to that course. That's what's taken. Otherwise, after bachelor's, it is not that a news channel is going to refuse if you don't have a master's degree. You can pursue a master's also. I know a lot of news anchors who actually had masters in English and went on to become a news anchor. So you could have a basic bachelor's, or you could do a diploma which is particular to media along with the bachelor's degree you have, and try and get more hands-on experience by getting an internship with the news channel, because that is where you will learn more. I think as long as you have a bachelor's degree, you can get started. You don't need to actually have a particular educational qualification as a must-have to get a career opportunity here. And how you grow really depends on how hard you work. There is no step of a ladder that you will first, in 2 years you'll be a reporter and you'll have to again spend next 3 years till you become a news anchor. Most of the channels today, you'll see most of the anchors, they just don't sit in the studio. They also go in the ground to report news. So when you're looking at becoming a news anchor, remember you would be becoming a news anchor cum reporter. So both these two things go hand in hand, and the harder you work, better you do. I think if you can get into an organization even as an intern and work hard there, if you're getting a role of an intern in a reputed news channel, please grab it and prove your mettle. And there, that can open an opportunity and you can be picked up. And I think most news channels will actually ask you to report on news first, send you in the ground to get you that kind of experience, and then maybe put you in the studio to anchor television news. And after you've hosted news and you've been in the field for a while, you could become a senior correspondent, you could go on to become an editor. So that is the ladder of the roles in this field. And the starting salary range for a TV news anchor today could be about 20 to 25,000 rupees. Again, depending upon your qualification and experience. But how well you grow there really depends upon the kind of output you show. My advice to all of you watching me right now would be that do not get smitten by just the glamour factor of this profession. That is not the reason you should be coming into this profession, because that will be a very wrong move you will make. It is a very dynamic profession. Something new happens every minute here. So it will never get boring. That's what I can assure you. It's extremely dynamic and it'll keep you on your feet all the time. And if you're ready to be in a switch-on aware mode, at all times and work really hard at it, sky's the limit. So I really hope I'm watching a lot of future anchors here right now, and I hope to see you all on the big screen in times to come. All the best.
If you like our video, then give us a thumbs up and comment your thoughts and subscribe to our channel.